Okay, it is Tuesday night, and twice a month on a Tuesday night, there is a local church that opens up kind of a drive-through food pantry. You drive up, they load what they have in your vehicle, and you drive off, kind of like a mobile food pantry. Um, this has more food pantry items in it than like the mobile food pantry that I typically do every week, which is just kind of whatever the stores have a surplus of and donate. So there's definitely some things that are pretty staple that they include, and we'll get into that. And then there's some things that you just never know what you might get unless it's chicken. And we can pretty much guarantee that if you go to any local pantry in our area, you will get one of those chickens. So that's kind of a staple in here. If you are new to this channel, there is a video in the description box below that you can watch, and it kind of has a whole Q&A type of thing of questions that I have received and address it, how many I feed, how this works, what is the difference between a mobile food pantry and a food pantry, how you can find one in your area. All of that is in that video. So I encourage you to watch it if you would like to know more or if you have other questions. Also, what I've been doing is not just sharing a haul, because I don't think that's very beneficial. I'm kind of showing you how I'm going to use this for our family, and hopefully what you can take away is kind of some things that you could do for your family with the items that I have here. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. I had my son hold the box of Cheerios on the way home. That's kind of like a big boy chore to do. And he opened it and then realized they weren't open. And so we have a opened box of Cheerios that my son did. It did not come this way. So we have an open box of Cheerios. We have a bag of peach and a bag of nectarines. Plus, I was almost one of the last people there because it's an evening one, and it just depends on if I can get there or not. And they're like, hey, we have a couple extra bags. Would you like them? Which, of course, I said absolutely, positively, yes, please. So peaches are my husband's favorite. Peaches and nectarine tend to be all of my children's favorite. So they will mostly be used for snacking. We have one bar of soap. Benjamin, can you go put this in the bathroom? Thank you, my dear. We have 2 bags of dried figs. My oldest is really, really into the Hunger Games, and she found a Hunger Games cookbook. And there was a recipe for something, and it used dried figs. And I have a bunch of dried dates, but I guess I used all my dried figs up. So this will be great. She can now make that recipe and have fun with that. There is a bunch of these squeezable peanut butters. These work really well if I take the dates and make like where you take the date, you put the peanut butter in it, and then you dip it in chocolate, and it's kind of like a mock Snickers. These work really well for it because you can kind of control the peanut butter a little bit better. But they work like if you have lunches that you're packing, you know, have it with apples, have it with whatever, have it with peaches. There's a little bit of protein. I was really excited about this. This is a 2-pound block of cheese. So excited about that. I kind of went down instead of finishing going back up, but I'm going to work around the table. So there's not really an order of cold and then pantry. It's the cold stuff. This varies week by week. This kind of stuff is more scheduled, if you will. So we have 2 pounds of cheese, a bag of fish. This says it is rockfish. I don't know what rockfish is, but food pantries get a lot of that. We have a whole chicken. We have 2 packages of this fully cooked, seasoned pulled pork. I have 2 bags of walnuts. I have 2 cans of venison. So that's pretty good, and I'm assuming the D means donate. I have 1 can of this home-style chicken noodle soup. I have 4 cans of white chicken. a, what is this, 5-pound bag of whole wheat white flour, 2 cans of pears, and 1 can of fruit mix, 3 boxes of macaroni and cheese, 1 can of corn, 1 can of refried beans, 4 cans of carrots, 4 cans of green beans, 2 bags of rice, and 2 shelf-stable beef stews. So that's what came in tonight's mobile food pantry. I had a couple stop by that went to another mobile food pantry in the next town over. It's about a 20-minute drive to the west of me. So I typically don't make it there. And with what I am given, I don't necessarily need to make it a priority to go. So I don't. But they gave me what they didn't want. So I have 1 bag of broccoli here. And I have 2 bags of bell peppers. I don't have the hands to open this, but these are bell peppers, if you can see. So I have 2 bags of those. And that's what came in today's food pantry. And I will see you tomorrow morning with what we get from our local mobile food pantry and how I'm going to use this week to feed our family. Well, the normal weekly food pantry that I typically do every Wednesday was canceled today due to extreme weather. It's supposed to be very hot today. Okay, so thankfully since I did go to last night's, I can show you what I am planning for this week and utilizing food that we have. Also utilizing stuff that I still have from last week, so we're going to go over that. Alright, so again, I was throwing ideas out. So this is my lunch ideas, these are my dinner ideas, and this is some of my breakfast ideas. So let's start with dinner. Some of these are going to be labeled because I have things going on that day, and I was like, oh, I need to make sure that this happens because of that. So like tonight, we have some pork that I cooked up. We need to use that meat up, so I'm going to make this 1-pan cabbage casserole dish, and the recipe will be linked in the description box below, so we're going to do that tonight. And then I had that whole chicken that came in the box last night. I had that defrosting, and so I'm going to cook it, and then we'll turn it into chicken stir fry, and we can use some of these canned veggies up with that. The refried beans, I have a bunch of those cans still from the last time. We got some at a food pantry, so it looks like I have 7 cans still of that. So I was like, okay, this would be a great time to use it. So there is this dish that we can use with it, and some other ones. We'll get to that in a minute. But that's another meal we can do this week. This doesn't have a date on it. I'll just make it when I have time. Obviously, getting fish means we can do different things with fish. I have fried it the last couple of times, so I thought tonight maybe I'll just make some, not tonight, but this week we'll make just fish tacos. Again, all that cabbage from last week, we're still working through it, so I'll just do egg roll in a bowl. It's a simple dish, and everybody likes it, so why not do that? We can do some pulled pork sandwiches. I have some millet flour that I need to use up, and I found a recipe to make millet bread, and I thought I'd try it out, and then if it's not very good, well, hopefully the pulled pork will hide that taste up pretty good. And then with all the broccoli that we've received, it's a good time to make beef broccoli. Like I said, that was just a breakfast idea, so let's go to lunches. With the cheese we got yesterday, the rice we got yesterday, and the canned refried beans, we can make cheesy bean and burritos. We can do refried bean enchiladas, and that should use up several cans and hopefully help us work through that. with the canned chicken and maybe even some leftover of the whole chicken. We can do a chicken and rice creamy Parmesan one pan meal. Again, all the recipes I'll leave linked down below. These are our lunches. Friday we're going to do the mac and cheese because I will have a couple of kids over from church, and so that'll be something that they can eat, and it's something that I know they'll enjoy, so we'll just do that. And then like the refried meat enchiladas, I have some home canned enchilada sauce we can use with that. Fried rice we can do using the leftover fried rice from the chicken stir fry or something else, you know, like beef broccoli, and both it'll work for those. And then we always do leftovers Sunday for lunch, so that's always on here. And then with all that canned chicken and cheese, we can do some chicken nuggets. And again, that's just a simple keto chicken nugget recipe that you can find in the description box below. So that's how I'm going to utilize the items we got this week in meals that we can come up with. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you next time.